Ramanal, and the date is July 2, 2018. I am currently conducting an interview. Please state your name.
Access in Sierra Leone was tricky, not because it was impossible, but because it needed to be facilitated or made easier through a local contact, or who we call as the gatekeeper. I already had this impression upon arrival when I became dependent on a fellow passenger named Theo, who was on the same 22-hour flight from Germany. By chance, Theo became an incidental research participant and immediate chaperone. I was in dire need of assistance in navigating the late-night maze in Mama Salone, and I could only imagine how I could have surpassed this without Theo's help. I tailed him from the Lungi International Airport to the bus, onto the ferry, and going to Freetown mainland, where I finally met Alfred, a contact person who I never met before, but was referred by a former colleague whom I worked with in another emergency response. Alfred was my second gatekeeper. Gatekeepers are important when you are in the field, and this is why. The 2017 Sierra Leone map displayed in several junctions in Kampala clearly identified the borders. These borders were representations of community jurisdiction and of that invisible social checks based on the long-established landlord-stranger ties typically practiced in rural settings. Generally, there were no restrictions to people's movements from one community to another, but social checks were observed as this was the informal monitoring system for all those coming in and out of their communities. Social checks became more evident when outsiders arrived. Any visitor came under the protection of a member of the community if family heads and chiefs were informed of the intentions and movements of the visitor. It was common practice that a stranger's presence be reported to the paramount chief before he or she can be allowed to stay or conduct activities. This was something made clear to me by another gatekeeper when she advised me to firstly pay my respects to the paramount chiefs before doing my field activities. She explained that this was for everyone's protection and that the two leaders can connect me to the traditional villages or to the elders. This was crucial as I cannot possibly do anything if I was not given permission. And this is why gatekeepers are important in gaining access.